I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, great one. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
My friend Craig Kamen, which you should follow on YouTube if you are interested in purchasing real estate as a young person. Actually, I should link to him down below. I'll do that later. But Kamman, he says, "Have you heard the article?" I'm like I said before in the first video I did today. I'm not gonna. There's more dumb shit happening than what I could possibly. I get to select from the world's finest dumb shit. I have an all-you-can-eat buffet of just the most exquisite tasting dumb shit humans do on a daily basis. New menu every day, all the time, and I can't possibly even sample it all. This one I am going to sample, and it's an article from Forbes, but when I went to the Forbes website, it's like a video game in terms of how much pop up, and you close it all out. Look, if you got to repopulate after I close it out, I am definitely not buying your product. Not buying your product. So I copied and pasted it. And the title was The $525,000 Millennial Dream. So let's go read through it. How much money do you need? The old adage is just a little bit more than I currently have. For millennials, however, make that 480% more. In a 2023 study by financial services company Empower, millennials reported needing to earn $525,000 a year to be happy. Okay. No, you don't. No, it. This is why I have the course, The Dad You Never. I got a lot of courses of a lot of wisdom that should have been passed on many years ago, decades ago, generations ago to these people. Dude, if you ain't happy at 80,000, it was a couple of years ago they came out with a study where at what point did money satisfy most of your, if not all of your major needs, right? Where any added money you make would largely go into disposable income, not necessary income. And that point of money was at $70,000. Now, this was 7 years ago, 5 years ago. So let's just call it 80, 85. Right? Because I get it. Yes, you absolutely do need money. People say money doesn't make happiness. Well, you've never been poor. You obviously had a very easy life. Money up to a certain point will make you very fucking happy. And the irony, millennials think you need $500,000 a year. Of course, how valid is this methodology? I hate putting words into the mouths of millennials. But the irony is when you were a young person, I remember finding a $20 bill on the ground. I was fucking happy. I was making maybe 27,000 a year. Maybe. Admittedly, it was in the 90s or the early 2000s, but I was real happy with that 20 fucking dollars. Now, of course, I'm older. I got a much more stable income. I really don't have many expenses. I'm not paying for college or anything like that. Oh, I'd be happy if I found $20, but I'd be nowhere near as ecstatic as I was that day. And so after around $85,000, it's simply the law of diminishing returns, basic, simple economic law. If you're not happy at $85,000 where the money more or less takes care of everything and you don't got to worry about money no more. I mean, you're not independently wealthy, but it's not a problem, right? That's one big, if not the biggest thing you don't got to worry about anymore. If you're not happy, it's a you problem, not the money problem. And an added $420,000 is not going to do it. Notably, this is significantly more than the national median income of that age group, which is approximately 81,000 a year, according to a study by Shalaru. It's also significantly more than any other age group cited. Gen Z, Gen X, and Boomers all reported needing far less, 128, 130,000, 124,000. Yeah, you guys kind of stand out there. Even the Zers are. We don't need that much money. Could it be like you guys? Now, I admit, I wrote a book, How Not to Become a Millennial. You guys are the most lied to generation. Well, maybe Gen Z's a little bit more lied to. You can cut it off. It'll make you popular. And then mommy will get attention on social media. You want mommy to be happy, don't you? What do you mean your father? You don't need him. So you're the second most lied to generation, but you're the ones to believe it the most, I think. And now you're at the age where you found out everything was a lie. And since love and marriage and family and kids, that's not it. Oh, by the way, you didn't save the planet like Captain Planet said you would, or your teachers or your professors. Like nothing you had came to fruition. I guess money would be the only thing that you erroneously think might bring you happiness. Uh, in fact, 525,000 is wildly out of step with the median income for any generation in any state. Massachusetts, the state with the highest median income for millennials, median income is 108,000, still a far cry from 525,000. And if I recall, you millennials love your Democrat politics, right? So your take-home pay, especially because you got to live in downtown where all the action is. You look at take-home pay at 250, maybe 275, especially Massachusetts. In general, the amount that people think other people make is significantly higher than in reality. A report by the World Economic Forum found Americans think that a full 20% of earners make over 500,000. Is this where the young gals think, oh, he better make 100,000 mins, 100,000 mins. Oh, he got to make 250,000. It's like, especially depending on the age of the guy. The younger he is, what is it? It's less than, of all men, I think it's 1 in 10, 1 in 9 maybe make 100,000 or more. But if you're looking for some boy under 30, he ain't making it. I think he dropped down to like 4 or 5%. But this is starkly different from the reality. The actual percentage of the U.S. population earn more than 500,000 per year is less than 1%. Running the numbers, I want to make it clear that I am not attempting to disparage individuals with high incomes. Achieving an income of 525,000 is commendable, and there are certainly millennials in the U.S. who have achieved this financial milestone. Yeah, you go pull them, see how happy they are. However, blindly pursuing such a lofty goal, especially one that is realistically unattainable for most, 99%, could quickly become disempowering. Here, millennials, how about you stop chasing lies? How about everyone in America stop chasing lies and money? How about you all start chasing freedom? How about you stop being told what to do and what you should like and actually sit down and ask yourself, well, what do I like? That's the fascinating thing about, especially when you're younger. You are so programmed and conditioned and told what to like. And there's a certain, well, no, there's more than a certain, there's a very real and logical, obvious logic to it where, yeah, you should make more money. It's not wrong. Making more money is good. That's better than making less. And so everyone thinks, oh, I want to make all this money. I want to make all this money. I want to, but you never, you never ask if you should or if that's the lifestyle you really want. In other words, you are told what to want. You are not asked what you want. And since they love, hey, corporations and the government love you working a lot, corporations and government love it when you want to make a lot of money. That means you're going to work harder. You're going to make the company more profit. You're going to make the government more taxes. You're going to pay more personal taxes, more property, corporate taxes. They love it when you want stuff. But rarely, and you're too young to know what you want. You haven't lived long enough. You are just told what to want, and it's more. And then you're surprised that when you have no soul, you have no family, you have no love, everyone's fat and unfuckable and they got ridiculous fucking tattoos on their face and dumbass people. Is that still a cool hip thing there among you 40-year-olds? Is that a cool hip thing to get your tattoos now? How happy are you, huh? Get your master's degree. Can't put a price on edge. All this worthless shit you were told to value in your life. And now you're like, oh, well, that didn't work out, but I want a lot more money. You never took the time to sit the fuck down and figure what you want in life. What do you want? I know what I want. A hair of a big-titted redhead who will shut the fuck up and go home after a night of fun. It's a simple and perhaps outlandish, but it's understandable. It's what I want. I guess I'll take hiking and playing poker and video games and chilling out as a club with motorcycle riding and fossil hunting as a close second. But this is it just tells me you as a generation, and there are individual people within that generation, but man, you failed at saving the planet. You failed at a master's degree. You failed at the most important thing about you is your career. And now you're just like, money now. Yeah, fuck that. That whole socialist takeover, save the planet. The guy with the mullet haircut who was totally not Peter, who goes through the files, Captain Planet in his spandex. Yeah, that didn't turn out to be the thing. Okay, I guess I just want money. Stop. Why don't you, before you piss away the second half of your life, maybe ask what would you do with the money? And are you willing to put the effort into getting that money? And would it really make you happier? Or maybe evaluate and say, what do I really want out of life? And then you're going to be surprised when you find out that the majority of those things don't cost anything. Unless you're like true diehards, like, oh my God, I just can't wait. 525,000. You know what the tax rates are on that, especially if you're in California? I just can't wait to pay 50% of my income to people who don't want to work. That's what I was told to become. You've been brainwashed to be slave by your Democrat teachers and professors. It's awesome. It's awesome. Now go make a lot of money. Boomers need their Social Security funds topped off. Thank you. Let's contextualize the lifestyle of that 525,000 income enables. At an income of 525,000, a married filing jointly taxpayer would land in the highest marginal tax rate of 35% with an effective tax rate of 23%. For simplicity, let's ignore state and local taxes. No, you better. You better. After tax, the net take home is 404,000, about 33,688 per month. Housing and a healthy budget, housing expenses should consume no more than 28% of gross pre-tax income, allowing for monthly housing to spend $12,250. Payments on a 30-year, $1 million mortgage today. At today's mortgage is 6.7, run a little under 6,500, leaving more than enough room for all the other housing expenses, such as property taxes, because that's nothing too good for the little children. HOA, PMI, insurance, maintenance expenses, and homeowners insurance. The average home sales price in the Northeast, the most expensive housing in the U.S., recently reached its highest value ever at $1.04 million, assuming you even put 5% of the purchase down. An income of $525,000 would comfortably afford an above average home in the most expensive housing market in the country and a high-end home in most other locations. Student loans. There's no secret the millennials generation is bogged down by excessive levels of student loan debt, having the unenviable distinction as the age cohort with the highest ever student loan debt. I thought it was Gen X, actually. I could have swore it was Gen X. I saw data said it was Gen X because they have like medical shit and law. Maybe it's different. The state with the highest ever student loan balance is Washington, D.C. at just under $55,000, 6%, $1,100 per month. Childcare, millennials who never wanted to raise their children. No one wants to raise their children. We're Americans. To hell with the children. That's what teachers are for. Millennials who have young children also need to add childcare costs to the mix, which can equal a mortgage payment all on their own. Or I don't know, someone could stay home and raise it. This is just me. I don't know. That would be one of those things. Did you want to have kids? What if you just had kids? Those in Washington, D.C. pay the highest average rate for daycare at $419 per week or $1,850 per month. In daycare heavily, however, could exceed $3,000 per month for one child. Speaking from personal experience, sadly. Why don't you raise your own kid? There's a lady wrote this. Let me pull up average rate for daycare. Is that per kid? 1850 per month times 12. That's just one kid. It's $21,700. All right, now divide by 0.7 for taxes. So ladies, just with one kid, it pays you not to work if your gross salary is $31,000 or less. There was some destroying data that showed, and there was a very rough range, anywhere between 30 to 50% of women, when the polling was taken, would have saved money with all the tax benefits and this and that if they just stayed at home and raised their own kids. Like they literally, a third to half of moms in America gave up on their kids to lose money, just so they could work for no fucking reason at all. Savings, adding in the requisite 20% of gross income for long-term retirement savings and 10% of after-tax short-term savings reduces cash flow another $12,018 a month. Miscellaneous, ba ba ba. She goes through it all, and still having everything bought and paid for with very luxury standard living, you still got $5,200 at the end of the day. Knowing your numbers. Inevitably, exact details vary from household to household. However, while an income of $525,000 would be a genuine necessity for some, it's certainly not needed for most. The survey underscores the importance of knowing your numbers and having a firm handle on what you are aiming for financially. The survey authors support this idea, noting that Americans with a more detailed financial plans are about 3 times as likely to report greater happiness in money matters. In money matters, but not overall. Stop doing what the boomers told you. All right. It just shocks me. It's 500,000 for millennials, and every other generation is like, yeah, 120. Well, there's certainly good reasons for millennials' general sense of financial malaise. Soaring student loans and housing prices chief among them. It's critical to dig into the numbers to take control of your financial situation. Run your numbers and da 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 da. Look, I'm going to tell you here. I'm going to tell you now. Money is not what's going to make you happy after a certain amount. And not just millennials, I'm using it because of the absurd number. But if you're in your 40s and you're like some entrepreneur dude, bro, who's still at a frat house, I'm gonna make 6 figures, get $500,000, bro. Like that's your goal. The remaining half of your life will be equally wasted now. It it it's after a certain point, even old timers I talk to, they're like, fuck money. I need time. I don't have that much time. Admittedly, some of them are pretty well saved up and they've saved their money and they're pretty financially stable. I get it, but that still doesn't matter. The money is technically unlimited. It's important. It's impossible to get unlimited money, but there's upside potential there. You only have so much time, and I can't believe you. Well, I can believe because you were brainwashed from 5 and on that, "Oh, I'm gonna go save the planet and master's degrees in education, smartest generation ever." You know, would you like fries with that? I've been lied to. I could see as a young person being hoodwinked into that. Now you're going to listen to the same people, the corpos, the Democrats, the whatever, the marketing executives. They're going to like, hey, you know what? You got to make 500,000, be really rich. Why? When you want to go, haven't you worked long enough? I understand you may not have the money, but have you not noticed you lost all your youth? Your youth is gone. Welcome to middle age, guys. It's over. And you're going to go back to the plantation? You're going to slave away some more? That'd be the lesson for everyone. Look, guy, you only need so much. If you can make 500,000, you make $1 billion. Go do it. Absolutely. But I'll point out, look at Jeff Bezos and uh, Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, a perfect example. He died of cancer at like 57. They're phenomenal, amazing men. They did great things, employed millions of people. They've contributed to the economy more than I ever would. You couldn't pay me You could pay me the billions. I don't want the billions. You could never get me to do that. All they did was work all the time. That was it. All they did was work. The best thing for both of them would be, I'm done. Hookers and blow in Mexico. Let's go. I'm done. Someone else manage this company. I'm out of here. Give me my fucking money. 525. That's crazy. So anyway, I know it makes logical sense to always want more money as less. It's not going to hurt you. But if you want money just for money's sake, to the point it's beyond what actual stability and joy money could buy, have you thought about changing what you want? This kind of gets back to the point where you're a young person, you don't know what you want. So when you're a young person, you're told what to want. And it's ultimately things at the end of the day you don't really want, or at least you don't want the most. And when it's just like, oh, what do you want to do when you want to go party? You want to get drunk? And then you get old. You're like, no, that's stupid. That's dumb. You don't want to do that. That's a waste of time. Don't tell me, old man. I know. Yeah, it was a waste of time. So instead of working so hard and slaving away to, I don't know what you'd buy with 500,000 a year. I would have a real hard time trying to figure out what I just probably invest more, I guess. But have you thought about changing what you want? On the pretty good assumption that what you think you want, you're gonna be wrong about because you've been wrong about it so thus far, and nobody's happy, and antidepressant use like, if we used antidepressant use and happiness studies as a proxy for how good were you at assessing what you wanted early on in life, and then even if you got it, how happy you are, how successful are you? You're pretty bad at figuring out what you want before you get it. So why don't you say, well, what can I change what I want instead of being told what I want? And if I could change what I want, can I change it to things that don't cost a lot of money? And I've talked about, hiking, agate hunting, whatever it is you wanted, a tornado chasing. We had a tornado chasing kid. Chad and Anthem just like being goofballs and doing shrooms in Reno. Not judging, I'm just saying it's a lot cheaper than a Ferrari. Instead, for once, before it's over, before the time is all gone, millennials, lend me your ears. Can you just sit down and say, what do I want to do? Or should I go and see what's free and try and do that instead? And then I didn't waste my entire life doing what the corpo government boomer matrix industrial complex told me to do. And then maybe you won't be on antidepressants at 80 years old. Anyway, link below. If you're going to spend the time and money trying to get a $525,000 year career, may I recommend you take my course, which is open for enrollment, called Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. Before you commit the last half of your life and none of your youth, because it's over, before you commit to that, working 80 hours a week, maybe go take that course. It's $450 plus tax. Don't complain about the cost. You spend $100,000 on a student degree that is just not employable. You're about to go and enslave yourself to the corporations again. Trust me, you can afford this. Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. Like a menu of free fun shit in the world that you can do. That doesn't involve any more work or slaving away. I mean, you're still going to have to work a little bit, but man, 500, $500,000, huh? For you to be happy. Imagine that if you're 40 years old, you finally paid off your student loans. Your kids are getting to the point, maybe they could kind of take care of themselves without burning the house down for 3 hours. And you get the second shot at life. Like, no, I'm going to become serious. I don't know. What else does that? You're going to become a corporate. You're going to become an entrepreneur. You're going to bust your ass off. And then you're like 75. Okay, you find you made it. And then you look and your entire life has just been working and not having any real fun. Or, I mean, maybe you did have financial stability in your older years, but man, versus, I always envy the people who can actually go and just hang out in Moab for an entire month. They can do that. It's expensive to be in Moab. And I do not camp. I hate camping. So I got to go get a hotel because I'm weak and soft. And hotels are $300 a night. Cappy can't do Moab. I think I'll go out there in a 2-week deal. But I've always envied them. I envy the people over if you go on Red Rock Canyon, it's on the west side of, Vegas, there's van life. There's a bunch of people doing van life, man. They're living in the van and they just go rock climbing because I guess Calico Basin, Red Rock Canyon is a very good place to go rock climbing, like with the chalk and the ropes, like up sheer cliffs. They're enjoying the lives. And those are predominantly Zoomers. Why do you do that? Oh, yeah, it takes some money. Yeah, they're not wealthy, but God, they're happy. All you had to do was not go to college for worthless. By the way, for you young, here, I'm going to give you free advice. You don't have, this is free advice that you don't, I'm not giving the class away. Free advice. Don't major in dumb shit, okay? Don't spend $125,000 in 4 years of your youth getting a fucking unemployable degree. How about that, all right? And if you do that, the rest of your life is going to be a lot easier, okay? Second thing, okay? Make your life a lot easier. Don't get nobody or you don't get pregnant, all right? Okay? That's it. Those two rules, you could probably get by in 50 grand a year. You could be in van life. Anyway, Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. It's open for enrollment. I have it linked below. You can find it on Teachable. Alex Patino, our truck driver Latino agent in the field, $5. I could get 1 gig for $500,000 a year for 3 or 4 years. I retire in Costa Rica because it's cheaper than Mexico and it's just about as safe. So not at all. The other thing, I think somewhere they need, Millennials said they need 1.5 million to retire. I'm like, if you got that expensive taste, you're going to need way more than 1.5 million to retire. The numbers are kind of warped. Like, yeah, 1.5 million, that's about what you need to retire, but you need to get by on a salary of 80,000 a year, which is more than ample. Shark Taws, $10. Hey, Shark. Mad Dog Radio Bead, they got a song out called Well Endowed Molly. They got it on the channel. You might want to go take a look at it. I know you're working on it, but go take a look. It's pretty clever. 10 generous dollars. Everyone subscribe to Shark Toss. Millennial here. Cappy's right when he says you're rich if you have 3 to 4 really good friends in your 30s. Yes, money helps, but at a certain point, your happiest is on you as a person. Yeah. Like right now, I've never made this amount of money before in my life, although a lot of that's due to I'm not like wealthy, but I'm doing fine. I am more angry than in times past. I mean, I'm not the angriest I've ever been, but bad people do bad shit, man. Or just stupid people. My happiness is not determined by my income. It is determined by many other factors outside it. And then it's also, do I get out and hike? Do I go and hunt for fossils and agates? Yeah, it's man, I was getting laid the most when I was the poorest. It was great. Alex Patino, $5. 1994, while walking in a town in Mexico, I was 10 years old, and I found on the ground 2 rolled up 50 pesos equals 100 pesos. That was $30 back then. Oh, you were rolling in it. You were rolling in it. Yeah. I bet you were the happy. You're never going to forget that. You're never going to forget that, man. It's Jed, 5 British pounds. I know my fellow millennials won't be happy performing at a job that pays that much. Will they? Work-life balance gang. Oh yeah. Hey, to make 525,000, you're just working. That's 80 hours a week, no matter what. You're aiming for partner at a law firm or a big 4 firm, high-end finance. You're gonna need to get your MBA, your executive level suite. You don't want to have a life. I'm also kind of confused with I mean, again, I question the methodology. The millennials, like, weren't you all like anti-capitalism and work-life balance and YOLO and experiences? When did you all become Reaganauts? When did this happen? Mazatzal, $5. Off-thread topic. Did you ever get a chance to stop at Keys Cafe on Raymond? It was great. It was a treat to eat breakfast there. One meal fills you for the day. They advertised all the time, I think on 1280. I don't remember. I ate at a Thai place, Pho 79 on Raymond, just off 280, and then I did eat at, Old Mexico before they closed down. That was one of my more favorite spots on Larpenteur. But yeah, Keys, are they closed? I mean, not a lot of places are open anymore because when you have a society of people who don't work and burn buildings down, I guess your culture and your restaurant communities and industry kind of goes away. How's Uptown? Is all the action still there, gang? Mods, it's all $10. Students pay the principal on their loans so that they learn a lesson. The schools pay the interest on the loans so they learn a lesson. I'm for that. I'm for it. Daniel M, $10. Just hit 227,369 a year, and I can't wait to hit my savings number and walk away. Yes. Thank you, Dan. Let the chosen ones take the reign on this cubicle till they are 60. Yes. I worked in finance. I worked in banking. A moderate level, executive level. I'll never go back. I'll never go back. I'll live in a fucking tent before I have to go back. And if I do have to go back, I'm gonna get fired by getting up in these fucking assholes' faces. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And you shut the fuck up. I'm gonna just get in their face. And I'm gonna get fired. I'm like, disability, ageism. Be right up in there like, hey, you know what? You're gonna let me do my job. You're gonna give me the tools to do the job, and then swear to Christ, you're gonna get the fuck out of my way. I don't want to hear any of your bullshit. Do we understand? Because if we don't, I don't, don't hire me. Reed Schwartzer, $5. We can't make enough money. Uh-oh. How do we can't make enough money? Uh-huh. How do you vote Democrat? Of course, what do I look like? A nerd? I'm popular. Have fun. I'm going fishing. It is interesting to me. It's kind of like the girls. I want a rich man who makes, 100,000, 200,000, but then you vote Democrat to take the money away. You all want to make now 525. Are you going to vote? Like I said, I'm very fascinated how the millennial generation is going to vote for this current presidential election. The Republicans could have had it if they had Vivek. They could have had it. Price Man, $2. Just read Poor Richard's Retirement. Great book. Well, thank you, Price Man. Not sure, $5. The very belief that income equals happiness is a clear sign of laziness. What else can you expect from the children born of flower power? I guess in a certain sense, yes, but usually you don't start off wealthy. And more money has never hurt, and it never really has hurt. And so you naturally think, oh, here's all these problems I got. If I just get rid of all my problems, then I'll be happy. It's like you will get rid of your problems. In a certain sense, you will be happy temporarily, but then you got to figure out what else to do in your life. And with the problems, kind of financial problems anyway, more or less solved, then you start becoming Schopenhauer and a misanthrope. You're like, cool, I made it. All right, everybody's on the same page. Let's go have fun. Like, why is everybody still in debt? Why is everyone making dumb choices? Why is everyone so fucking boring and stupid and lifeless? And then you're like, oh God, no, really? These are my people. But what about the celebration and the freedom? And oh, you just co-signed on a new mortgage, and you just signed a new lease for your car, and you decided to sign your daughter's student loans over at not Lancaster, McAllister. Oh, all right. So I guess I'll never see any of you guys ever again. Alex Patino, $5. Another thing is the more money you make, the more you pay for babysitting. My kids never saw the inside of daycare at all, not one day. Yes, and you know what? Because your kids are still kids, if I recall, Alex. When they become adults, they're going to appreciate that. They will love you and respect you and your wife for that. And you should point that out when you're little. Or like, there was no way we were going to have other people raise our kids. That right there. That's a society problem, not a me problem. No, you're all wrong. The individual is right. That this is somehow acceptable to have random people raise your kids. That's wrong. It's wrong. It's like a light form of child abuse. Do you have a kid? Take care of your kid. What the fuck? You think your kids don't need the mother and the father? Someone stay the fuck home and raise the kid. I'll be dead, but mark my words. The historian's going to say, yeah, did you know they didn't even raise their own kids? They just outsourced it to state-sponsored daycare. See what happened? Dirty Dan, $5. Gen X millennials, just as toy driven as us boomers, replace beamers with Cybertrucks. Saw that on my way to a hike. Millennial Gen X guys oogling one parked at a bar. Yeah, I saw Gen X especially, Dirty Dan. I don't know how old you are, but we went from the popularity, materialism of the 80s, and then grunge came along, and then the new cool bandwagon to get on was like, "Oh, I don't want stuff, man. We're going to Ragstock. Oh, look at these torn jeans, and like, oh, I'm gonna wear nylon on my arms, and we're gonna listen to this guy's gonna hang himself later. It's really fun. He's just like speaking. We're all gonna read Sylvia Plath." And then when that horse shit was over, every girl and every guy wanted a McMansion. I know the boomers introduced them, but Gen X took them to a whole other fucking level. Granite countertops, that build up to the housing bubble, Gen X. That was all Gen X. What about the reg stock and the thing? And oh, no, that was just a phase I went through. Now my investment banking husband's going to pay for my master's, and then we're going to have granite countertops. What do you mean default? What do you mean asset-backed securities are being shorted? I don't get it. Hubby, why are the federal agents here taking you away to jail? What do you mean the sheriff is coming to kick me out? Dre, $2. But Cappy, you can't power walk forever for fun. Nope, but I can motorcycle ride. I can agate hunt. I can power paraglide. I can do so many other things. Dre, $2. What's Cappy's FU number if you were to have one? Oh, it's like $6,000. I need basically $1,000 a month to live. I know this is very unique to my situation, but I have a pretty stocked pantry. So I don't like food, that's an expense. I take food out of the budget. My mortgage is about $1,100 a month. All right, so I guess it would be more than 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. And I've done it before, where I biked around all the time. I could bike around again. I don't know where I'd bike to. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, I could go walk around my property, make it over the ridge and get into federal land. I got video games. I could sit and chill. I could tighten the belt. I guess my fuck you, like where I could retire, because I'm still young. That's the problem. I think I'd still need around, not even now, because if I was 65, my fuck you money could be about 350,000. That's how much fuck you money if I was 65, but I'm not 65. I'm 16 years of 65. Lord knows how old I'm going to live to. I'm going to guess when I'm 65, my fuck you money amount will probably have to be about, with inflation, 800,000, which I would translate to roughly 500,000 today. And that should carry me through to about 85. If I'm a little bit, if I live past 85, this is why I'm probably never going to retire, because that's kind of one of the dumbest things you can do. Like, oh, I magically hit 65. Yeah, what if you lived to 95, miss? I saved up 200,000. So that runs out when you're 83. What, are you going to go back and work till you're 83 for the next 12 years? I'm not saying you got to work 40, 50 hours a week until you're dead, but you can work 20 hours a week and just not draw from your savings, your retirement savings. You just do that to 70, like 5 years past 65. You're going to do, that's probably one of the numbers, aside from not having kids you can't afford and not majoring in stupid shit and not getting divorced. That's one of the best things you can do to ensure your finances carry you forward, is to work till about 70. Reen Schwartzer, $5. If I made 500,000, my kids would never know till 35. Then they would get a large trust fund for me, saying so they can retire earlier than me. I have thought about that. If I ever made serious money and had kids, I'd lie. I would not let them know we were wealthy. I would not buy the occasional nice thing I have. We would still have the shitty cars. We'd still go to Goodwill. So things wouldn't change all that much. But I would not let my children know we had money. I'd make them work. Like, get out there and shovel yards or driveways, go rake yards. Yep. You're all going to work. And then I would probably wait until I'd keep an eye on them. Like, wait till, oh, yeah, did you make it to, oh, you did become an engineer. Oh, you're a pothead and living at home despite your mother and I not supporting you, but you're okay. Well, your brother gets the money. You don't get shit. Well, just stop doing the pot and support yourself. Wiz Division Productions, $5. We millennials are the middle children of history. Our great war is a spiritual war. Our great depression is our lives. What lame ass shit was that? Who said that? The boo hoo hoo. Mazatzal, 10 generous dollars. Dined at Sawati in Lower Town, St. Paul for my Thai fix. Went to Morgan's Lebanese Mexican deli. More fun deli. Hey, the lesbian Mexican deli. Let's go. All right. Yada, da, 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 da. Oh, they're not the hot kind. Oh. On Robert West Virginia. Oh, you were solid downtown St. Paul. Afghan and Highland Village in St. Paul. Russian tea house on University. I'm sure you've been to Moscow on the Hill. I didn't go St. Paul all that much. There was it Robert Frost? I went there a couple times. Moscow on the Hill. Chiang Mai Thai, was that the place on Selby? But yeah, I was more closer to 280. Not anymore. You guys can drive through slush in winter during rush hour for all I care. I'm done with that fucking shit forever. PJ Cornell, $5. 3 million in an annuity is 6 figs basically forever. 3 million. Yeah, depending. Yeah, you're right. If you get 3 million in an annuity, yeah. Dre, $2. Thoughts on Pops 65 and Outplan? That I wrote about in the Bachelor Pad Economics. Or no, maybe it was Enjoy the Decline. I think it's Bachelor Pad Economics though. The Smith and Wesson retirement plan. Where now I don't think Pop should just say 65 and out. He's in great shape. Why would you arbitrarily end it at 65? What if you're having a good time? What if you're enjoying? What if you got yourself a 40-year-old girlfriend with big tits? Well, I mean, so and people misquote me on that Smith and Wesson retirement plan. You only do the Smith and Wesson retirement plan if you were given a terminal diagnosis and it's painful. Like, yeah, you got 3 years of painful it's going to be, you're not going to want to be alive and we can't repair you. Then you take yourself out. But, I hit 65 time to end it? No, absolutely not. Wiz Division Productions, $2. It's from Fight Club. That's our film, man. Oh, okay. We Millennials. Did he say that? He didn't say We Millennials. That was a Gen X movie. We are the middle children of history. A great war is a spiritual war. A great depression is our lives. I guess, yeah, I could see that. It's been a long time since I saw it in the theaters. All right, there you go. Thank you for all the super chat donations. Link below, Achieving Minimalism, Theory and Practice. For you millennials or anyone else who's stupid enough to think that they got to go make $500,000 a year to be happy, or you think money is going to be the key to happiness because things and stuff are the key to happiness in your life, please reconsider. It's a lot cheaper and a lot more profitable in terms of having fun and enjoyment in life. Achieving Minimalism, Theory and Practice. Link below, available at the Clary School of Economic Philosophy. And enrollment will close in 5 days at the end of the 12th. And that doesn't mean you have to take it in 5 days. That's just the enrollment period. You have 45 days to take it. And if you're a procrastinating fuck who you'll pay, I've had it happen a couple times. So if you're a procrastinator, you pay for it, and then you don't take it. The 45 days, hey, can you open it up for me again? Don't take the course. If you're a procrastinator, don't take the course. Take my other course called How to Stop Being Lazy. That's also linked below through the Clary School of Economic Philosophy. It's all $5. Fled the Minnesota Democratic Republic on Halloween night, 1996. Oh, wow. You've been gone a long time. I was patrolling. I guarantee you Halloween night, no, that was Halloween night, 1994. I had to escort Roxy and Foxy, the two sexy nurses, from a frat party back to their cars, and that was an okay night. That was 1994. That wasn't 1996. Not sure. $2. That's our problem. Letting others tell us what to do. Yeah. Yeah, just take the time, man. What do you wanna do? Because it's gonna end in 40 years for you millennials. I'd maybe recommend you girls get in shape. You guys get in shape. You all start having sex. You get rid of the stupid hair color. You start to find joy and happiness in each other. Huh? Ladies, set down the feminist hate. Huh? Start being nice to guys. Maybe make some food for them. Guys, go hit the gym, man. Maybe the first date, you do something naughty and you fire a gun. Nah, let's just get pissed off some more. All right, see you guys later, Toodles.